Yeah, I want to say that I love my relationship with clothing, and that it's so much more than what you put on. For me, I've always, on some unconscious but conscious level, been archiving very special pieces in my life, and it's a very big part now of my self, of my sense of self, my empowerment. I think of the piece I just put on my hair. This is a piece from my favorite beach sheet when my mom would take my sister and I, when I was like little diaper. Sometimes in my life when I'm wearing a fancy piece, I'll have friends say to me, is that an Anne Carroll? And sometimes I'll confuse, was that a, Versace or Yves Saint Laurent? Because really it's an Anne Carroll. Like this coat, it's an Anne Carroll. It's an Anne Carroll. It's a coat. To die. Yeah, it's really fun. And also the shirt underneath is an Anne Carroll. I'm from Valley Stream, Long Island. I grew up in Valley Stream, which I like to call Valerie Stream. And I lived there for 17 years. My mother, a single mom, raised me. But she already had a 2.5-year-old, so my father was around until right when I was born, and then he came back when I was about 3 months or 5 months. I don't know exactly how old I was, 3 or 5 months. And then when I was 5 years old, he left, or they got a divorce. I feel so blessed that I'm in my father's life. For 10 years, I didn't see my father between the ages of 15 and 25. He is just a rock star, brilliant soul. I do refer to him at times as a wounded king. He's super perceptive. His presence is epic. My mother wasn't particularly into clothing, but somehow she became a designer-dressed school teacher because of Anne Carroll pieces. And then I went to Juilliard in New York City. I went there for classic theater. When I came out of Juilliard, I did a lot of films very quickly, and I was very young, and I was booking all these projects, and within me I was really also trying to figure out what's going on, and I wasn't really contented yet, even when I was at the Cannes Film Festival and I had a film that was on the red carpet and my face was on buses, and I got stuck in Paris on September 11th at the Duval Film Festival. And it just was this moment in my life that I was like, wow, I'm in this theater and I don't full on think this is such a great film. 7 years ago, I started to practice Raj Yoga meditation, and this for me became a seed of my album Antenna, because this really taught me, okay, in this lifetime I'm Valerie Geffner the Jew, but actually this body's my costume and who I am is beyond Jewish, and religion is out of fashion, and it's so much more universal. And so it just became very exciting to understand the way I can be a believer that is so not about religion, it's so much more universal. So now this year, 2011, is finally about integrating everything in terms of getting back into acting after almost 6 or 7 years of just really exploring music. I wrote and produced an album, Antenna. Very special dress. It's the dress that my grandmother Vera, my father's mother, my matriarch, this is the dress that she got made for her wedding. It's a fabulous, fabulous wedding dress. And it's a wedding dress that I found in a tree. It's a true story, because life is a true story. Amit Desai is my major collaborator. He one day said, I'd like to photograph your grandmother Dorothy in that wedding dress, so can you bring it back to Long Island? And I have a photocopy of that dress, where my grandmother, who needs no makeup, I mean, she's just stunning in this picture. I really believe that she was 83 years old, and she just is so magnificent. So she and I both fit into this wedding dress that I found on a tree in the woods. This is the remnants of an Escada sweater, and it was an Anne Carroll piece, and I cut this part off, and I like to wear it sometimes. That for the past 10 years, my true work has been myself. And that my true work has been being brave and being courageous. A lot of it happened through being heartbroken, being overwhelmed, being in a state that I had to start creating words. And me, how am I beautifying that space? If I work on my own thoughts, if I stop these nasty negative thoughts, if I catch myself and replace them, oh, I am good, I am eternal, I am connected to the ocean of love. If I start feeding positive, pure thoughts, and the self-transformation leads to world transformation. We cannot change the world without changing ourselves. And truly what the world needs right now is for us all to change, for us all to pay attention to ourselves, for us all to get back to a powerful place, which I think resides more in soul consciousness than body consciousness. In body consciousness, you're like, that's me, that's mine, that's my land, that's my people, that's my country, that's mine, me, mine, I. I once wrote in my journal, I said, when I use the word I want to remember that I stands for instrument.